going to switch over now to a PowerPoint presentation, or just a PowerPoint, just to show you a few little things or a few benefits of becoming emotionally intelligent, just so it gives you more of an idea why there is nothing more important, in my opinion, to teach and develop emotional intelligence in children, and in fact every person's life. And here's the beauty about emotional intelligence: you're never too young and you're never too old. These are skills that you can learn from the age of 8 months and upwards. You are never too old to learn about your emotions, your behavior, how your mind works, the psychology of who you are, because you can turn it around. And when you have that information, let me tell you something, your life changes beyond belief, absolutely beyond belief. You will feel like a different person. It will change your friendships, your relationships. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. So let me just go to the PowerPoint slide that I just want to share with you, just to show you some of the benefits. First of all, to show you some of the problems that we're having in the world today, specifically around children, and then also to show you some of the benefits of how to develop emotional intelligence. Okay, so this is a great description. I've already explained a little bit about the science of emotional intelligence and what it is, and how it's actually created in your brain and in your body. But I just want to put in a nutshell what emotional intelligence is very much about understanding, accepting, validating, and being in charge of your own emotions. So this is not about controlling your emotions. You don't need to control your emotions. You need to understand them and be able to express them. Okay, so I want you to understand that, because we never ever want to control our emotions, because it's all about, when you control your emotions, it's something that you're trying to suppress and ignore and get rid of. But when you have become emotionally intelligent, you become in charge of your emotions, which means that your actions based on what you're feeling or on that emotion will not be out of control. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference. Now, accepting and validating other people's feelings and exercising empathy, because it's very important not only to understand your own feelings and emotions, but if you really want to work and connect with the people in your life and the people that you work with, then it's important for you to understand their feelings and emotions as well, and to develop empathy, because empathy is all about being able to get into somebody else's shoes, to imagine yourself being in somebody else's shoes or in their situation. Now, in my mind, my opinion, once again, is that the biggest problem in the world today is that there's not enough empathy. Because if you had empathy, there wouldn't be violence, there wouldn't be conflict, there wouldn't be abuse. So empathy is a massive, massive, very important aspect of emotional intelligence. So you're just broken down about what makes up the fundamentals of the developing emotional intelligence, and it's about awareness. So self-awareness about your own actions, about your own behavior, self-regulation. So we want to regulate our emotions. We want to be able to self-soothe, know how to express them. Self-regulation is a massive part. Motivation. Now, specifically intrinsic motivation. Now, intrinsic motivation means that you don't need somebody else to motivate you. You can motivate yourself because you have purpose in your life. You have joy in your life. You have fulfillment in your life. So when you understand what your purpose is or what you want to do, you have intrinsic motivation, which means you don't need a coach or anybody else to kick you up the butt to motivate you in life. You are able to motivate yourself. And this is a massive part of the fundamentals of emotional intelligence. And it's great, isn't it? Because you can even teach this to children so that they become intrinsically motivated. Now, empathy, I've just mentioned empathy. Social skills. Now, social skills is a massive part, and I keep saying massive part because all of these are actually, the one is not more important than the other one. But social skills is all about friendships. It's about relationships. It's about, as an adult, your sales, your being with your colleagues, running a successful business. Social skills is everything. When you get married one day, when you have children one day, all of that falls into social skills. And you can only really truly develop good social skills when you understand yourself, when you understand who you are, when you understand how you function, your mind, your emotions, your feelings, how to express them, how to speak it. All of that makes up social skills. So if you don't have good social skills, you're going to struggle in life. You're really going to struggle in your relationships, and you're going to struggle with your career or your job, because we all need social skills, right? And then the third fundamental of emotional intelligence, and this is we are the only company that actually teaches this. If you look at all the other companies that teach emotional intelligence, none of them touch on environment. But environment makes up such a big part of how we interact with the rest of the world and how we behave in the world. So think of environment as in your body's environment. So whatever is going on within yourself. So it could be things like what you're eating, what you're drinking, your hormones, the chemical makeup of the part of your environment of your body. But it also has to do with the environment that you live in, the environment that you work in. So your home, where you live, the part of town that you live in, the city that you live in. You know, there's even things like noise, color, Wi-Fi. There's a lot of things that make up your environment, and all those aspects of your environment can make you feel either unsafe or uncomfortable, depending on what's going on. And that is going to affect your emotions, and it's also going to affect the way you behave. So it's going to affect your children's behavior. So often we don't know why kids are acting out, and they're acting all weird, and they're uncooperative. Their environment, I can almost say, is more than half of the reason of what goes on with kids, because of the noise, because of the relationships of the adults in the house, because of what they eat, because of the way a teacher treats them. So environment makes up more than half of what constitutes, or should I say, what contributes to a child's behavior and to their actions and how they're feeling. Okay, so some of the world issues that we currently are struggling with, or that is going on in the world today. Bullying, a massive, massive problem in the world with bullying, virtual bullying, in-person bullying, with children, with adults alike. Lack of social and life skills, diminishing communication skills. People have become very introverted, and a lot of that is because of screens and because of texting. So, you know, communication skills have diminished terribly. Anxiety, a massive problem. And specifically now, because of COVID, people are feeling really anxious. ADD, ADHD, diabetes, technology, obesity, violence and conflict, lack of time, stress, pressure, overstimulation, addiction, lack of common sense. Even common sense is gone. And once again, because that's due to technology, because things being done for people, they don't know how to do it themselves, because a lot of your everyday life skills have diminished because of technology, because of robots, because of bots that have taken over a lot of our duties. And then, of course, all of that has contributed to the growing mental health issues. So I want to show you a few of the benefits of being emotionally intelligent. And I hope you can see the screen, because it might, my video, hopefully, is not blocking some of that. But basically, benefits of being emotionally intelligent. And now, emotionally intelligent is a process. We've created the most incredible, interactive, fun, simple, easy to use process that we use in our academy. It's what we teach our tutors. It's what we teach our teachers, to follow this process of developing not only their own emotional intelligence, but the people in their life's emotional intelligence, and the children that they work with, your own children, or the children that you teach. But we've created an incredible process, a system, a step-by-step process to develop emotional intelligence. And it is super effective. It's a lot of fun. And as I said, it's really easy to use. So basically, the benefits of being emotionally intelligent is to improve and build stronger relationships, get along better with friends and family, improved social skills, which means you're able to make friends easier. It helps with all relationships. The ability to concentrate more, which gives you increased academic achievement. Now, think about it this way. How that works is if you're emotional, you can't focus on anything else, right? Because you are focusing on that trauma or that event that happened that makes you feel emotional. So when you know how to deal with that and you learn how to deal with that quickly, easily, and effortlessly, you're then able to concentrate more. Because if you don't deal with it, you can't focus, you can't concentrate because all you're thinking about is that emotional event or that emotional trauma. Make sense? Okay, so the ability to self-motivate, which I mentioned, you're able to make healthier choices. Now, how that happens is that when you learn to love and accept yourself for who you are, you learn to build your own self-worth, self-value, which is all what we do in the process of becoming emotionally intelligent, you then suddenly start treating yourself better, which means that you make healthier choices. You go, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I don't want to be mean to that child because my friend is doing that. No, I don't want to eat that food, which I know is going to affect me. I'm rather going to choose something else. So you learn to make a lot more healthier choices for yourself, and children learn to do that as well. It improves your ability to problem solve. So basically, you know, in the skills that we teach when you become emotionally intelligent is that you suddenly become aware of, once again, making those choices, but we also give you the options of how to switch on your problem solving skills that most of us actually have. Because I mentioned in the previous slide, and I said that there's a lack of common sense. The lack of common sense is because we've allowed other things, apps, people to make our decisions for us. So we teach how to problem solve again, to switch that back on, to switch the common sense aspect of us back on, because we have it. We're inherently born with this ability, but it's just been switched off and made us lazy as human beings because we have all this technology and all these apps. Calculators, think about calculators. I mean, when I was at school, I remember we had to learn how to count, we had to learn how to multiply, to divide. What are children given today? A calculator. They don't know how to just do maths without an app or without a device. And that's why common sense has been diminished, but we teach how to switch that on again. Right, reduces violence and conflict. As I mentioned, that comes from developing emotional intelligence, and then increased impulse control. Now, this is really interesting, is because you can teach people what is your long-term benefit versus a short-term, how can I put it? Short-term satisfaction. So, in today's day and age, think back to when we were children, you would have to wait for something to happen. And I'm going to use TV as an example. There wasn't on-demand TV. You had to wait for a week before you could watch the next episode of your favorite series. Today, you get it on demand, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Netflix, whether it's on whatever your choice of platform that you use for TV. So children have learned that they can have things on demand. Amazon, another one. You order it today, it's here tomorrow. Sometimes in the UK, you still get it the same day. So you don't have to practice impulse control. So we teach children that sometimes we've got to control that for long-term benefit. So it's short-term sacrifice for long-term benefit. Okay, going to the second slide. These are the benefits of being emotionally intelligent and developing your child or the children that you teach or work with emotional intelligence. So it reduces stress, improves health, creates emotional resilience, and builds resilience and the ability to bounce back, which we all know we really need so much of that now while this pandemic is still going on. It builds self-confidence and healthy self-esteem, reduces and prevents bullying, teaches self-awareness. So a lot of people call that being mindful, encourages children to live in the moment, improves general sense of well-being and overall happiness, teaches children to be more independent and self-reliant, encourages a positive mindset and healthy emotional development. It also helps with defense mechanism, which acts in a preventative context, for example, to combat obesity, diabetes, and anxiety. So all of that very similar to the previous slide, but tomorrow I'm going to explain a little bit more about that. And I'm also going to be sharing some actual stories from our tutors of their case studies, my case studies over the years, just to show you a little bit more the incredible benefits of developing children and your emotional intelligence.